Okay, we're back with another Sustainiac install. This time we're going to fit one to a bass. Yeah, this isn't just a test. There is actually a version that Sustainiac do specifically for basses. It works on a different frequency range, a bass frequency range actually. This is a slightly important bass. This is a PV Forum. This particular bass belongs to Mr. Dave Hollingworth. If you don't know who he is, go and look it up. Look for places like Dorje, Tosca, things like that. This is pretty much one of his first real basses. Should we call it real bass? Yeah, real bass. When Dave started taking bass playing seriously, got one of these. It is also, and I think I'm right in this, that the neck profile of this bass is what the Chapman bass has been based on. I'm going to say bass an awful lot in this video, I've just realised. Anyway, well basically, what we're going to do is I'm going to redo that scratch plate and we're going to fit Sustainiac to it. So let's see what happens. So now we've got it on the workbench, what are we going to do to it? Well, a few things actually. We're replacing this scratch plate. I'm going to make another one so that it can all be reused. So we can lift all of this out and all the controls out in one go. One good thing about this bass, there's many good things about this bass, but from my point of view, one of the good things is it already has a battery compartment. So I don't need to do any silly routing in the back to put the 9-volt battery in, which is great. And if you give me a minute to take the strings off and take it apart, I'll show you something else. And we're back, and we're inside. Yeah, here's the really good bit. Because this bass is active, it already has a big compartment in here for the circuit board. So I can just remove this and all the Sustainiac stuff will fit in there. Obviously the pots and everything go in the same place, so that's easy. And the only thing I've had to do is route this little fella. This will obviously be hidden once the scratch plate goes on it, so even if the original one goes back on, it's all covered up and there's no problem. So, time to warm the soldering iron up and start wiring. Right, well this is what's going into the base. We're going to do basically a full swap out of everything. I've knocked up a replacement scratch plate. It's a little bit bigger, so it takes care of this side because we're putting a new bridge humbucker in as well. But what I've done is I've used the same screw holes, so if it comes to it we can take the whole thing off and there's no, new screw holes drilled in the front of the guitar. The driver is basically the same thing as with the guitar version. This is a single coil version. You could put the humbucker version in, but it really would just be for aesthetics. Control wise, master volume, which is on a push-pull for on-off, your intensity pot, and your mode switch, so you've got your mix with it pulled up, and a blend pot which will bounce between these two when it's in straightforward, bass goodness. If I quickly flip this over, have a look at the circuit board. That's the main difference. These are the same as in all guitars, but it's the circuit board that really does it. As you can see, this one is coated in black. The big difference is this fella, which is a big filter capacitor in there, which you don't have on the other one. It's a much smaller unit, and it's also got a little B on it, so it's for the bass version. But everything else is effectively the same thing. So yeah, let's get this fitted and see what happens. It's all in, Yeah, fairly straightforward. Don't know why I'm sounding surprised about that, but it was nice and straightforward. As you can see, we've put strings on it. We've gone for a set of the D'Addario NYXL 45 to 105s. So hopefully Dave will be happy with those. They basically match the gauge that was on it. Right, let's power the bass amp up and see what this thing sounds like. Right, enough of that. I'm not even going to pretend to be a bass player. So that seems to be all fairly straightforward. So all the various modes and stuff seem to do what they're supposed to do, which is good. So I think now by the power of editing, we'll see what Dave can do with it. So you like the Sustainiac in your bass then, Dave?
Yeah. You get such mental noises out of it. It's just fun for days, isn't it?
It is.
It's really cool. So like particularly playing around with the 4 different harmonic options, I guess.
Mm.
And getting a blend between the 2 is really cool, rather than just having like a switch or something. Yeah, it's really cool. It's awesome.
Excellent.
What a ridiculous idea. So many hours of doomy noises.
Yeah. That's what
I mean,
it's for.
obviously, you could probably make it so that it's more beautiful sounding. That's not really the style I do.
Not
I
really.
guess having it kicking in a little bit slower, like rather than it catching quickly, is good, because then you can kind of use it to play like ordinary, even with the Sustainiac on. You can kind of mute the.
You've got your intensity pot, so you can dial it down as much as you.
Well, yeah, even
need it
with
as
it
well,
on full whack, it's not. You can stop it because it takes that little while to catch. It means you can. Yeah, so it's kind of, you don't have to try and do this in the middle of a song. You can just leave it open and play all the usual stuff. It's awesome.
Excellent. So you're happy with all of that?
I'm very happy. The only problem is that we now need lots, because I have lots of basses and I can't have any basses without it now.
That's not a problem. We can sort that out.
So,
All right. Well, say goodbye, Dave.
goodbye, Dave.